I wanted to take the opportunity while we're here just to answer a couple of viewer questions. Before we headed to the ranch, I put a question on the comments or community tab on my YouTube channel and got a couple of questions, and we're going to answer those real quick, actually 2 of them.
So the first question comes from biologist Jim, and it says, how did you come across this property? Did you have specific objectives, or did the property just appear? Well, that's a very interesting question, because we looked for about 4 years before we actually found our ranch property here in Oregon. And David traveled all over to Montana and Colorado. We realized that Oregon has a really long growing season for vegetables, and fruit trees do really well here. One of the largest pear growers is actually in the valley, and so we can grow really nice fruit trees. We can have a huge vegetable garden, and so that kind of drew us back to Oregon, to this piece of property. So the first time I actually walked this property, it was a beautiful sunny day. The ponds were full, there was tons of water, and I could really hear God saying, this is it, this is it, this is it. And I called the realtor to find out if we could make an offer on the property. He said, we have an offer coming in. The people are flying in from Arizona. And I said, okay. So David, I drove home. I got David. We turned around and we came back. So it's quite a drive to do that turnaround. And we both walked the property and both felt the exact same thing. Also, one awesome thing that happened the day that we were walking the property is we found a 6-point elk antler on the property, and I knew right then God is good, and we're going to be well fed on the ranch.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for paying attention to the community tab on my channel. I actually posted this question answering session as Beth and I were heading to the property. I honestly thought that we would get here and there would be no questions, and I thought no harm, no foul, but we did have some questions, so I appreciate it. Okay, so the other question is from Gundog4314, and he said, when you move out there full-time, do you plan on continuing to practice medicine in the local area? Would be the best preparedness thing you could do for your neighbors and for your family? So let me answer that in 2 parts, and I'm going to answer it real quick before Beth starts laughing, because when we move here full-time, I will retire and I will not be practicing medicine here in the local area. I've never said this, but you might have gathered from communicating with me, I'm an emergency physician in the Pacific Northwest, and that's what I did in the Navy. When I retire, I am not going to be practicing medicine. I will always provide care to the people around me and my family. So Gundog, that's a great question, great preparedness question. And Beth and I practice for that type of thing all the time. So we always try to be prepared to take care of ourselves, our family, and also those around us, because we believe that that is part of being prepared. Now, I am going to answer one more question, and that is from a gentleman, and I followed him for a while, and he's been a great contributor on my channel, Wyatt Tonable. I believe that's the right way to spell it. But he asked a question on my last video. I'll put a link above here. And he said, will your house have an attached garage? You know what? I'm actually going to, the person who directs all of these things is the person holding the camera for me. And I am a one-man show on YouTube, so I'm not used to having someone hold a camera for me, but I'm going to turn this question over. Last question, then Beth and I are heading out of here. I'm going to have Beth answer this question, because the house that we build, the design and how it looks and all the little details are going to be up to the boss.
Will the new house have a garage? Yes, the new house will definitely have probably a 2-car garage, maybe a 3-car garage. I like to have my car inside at night, and I usually back my car in, so I'm pretty much ready to go. If something were to happen, I can get out quickly. Is it going to be an attached garage or a detached garage? It will be an attached garage. Why an attached garage? Yes, because I like to be able to go from the house to the garage, to my car, and I'm always taking packages for AMP3 to the mailbox. So I kind of need to have a garage that's dry. We're looking at a lot of different plans. It's not going to be a big house, but it will be a functional house. But this summer, we will be working on a new cabin. So stay tuned.
Had a great couple of days here. I do appreciate the questions, and I really wasn't aware that people were paying too much attention to that community tab on the homepage on my channels, so thanks very much. It's a great way for me to share just a little extra content and some extra engagement. But we had a great trip, I think.
We had a great trip. Heading to the Sportsman Show.
Excellent. So we're only here for a couple of days, but I will say for those of you that have been asking questions about the camp, it is so easy to haul out here. We set it up, stayed in it for the last couple of nights. Beth loves to burn that stove.
I do.
And we got it hooked up. We're out of here and packed up. And I think almost as quick as staying at a hotel, certainly as convenient, but a lot more fun and a lot more comfortable. And we're right here on the property.
Definitely. Coming back in a couple weeks, and we'll be here for about 2.5 weeks on the ranch.
Hopefully painting. We'll see if the weather holds out.
Yeah. Thanks for following along.
All right, guys. Thanks for the questions. Take care.